Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me at the jail?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning. My name is Judge Christy Ruppe. You're all here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime in which you've been arrested for. As you stand before me this morning, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged with, and that status will stay with you through each stage of these proceedings up until changed by you if you plea out to your case, or the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. In all likelihood, you are arrested on a new charge or a warrant. Either way, you were given a bond pursuant to the bond schedule for the 5th Judicial Circuit. I will determine whether to keep that bond the same, increase it, decrease it, or whether there are any other conditions of pretrial release which will be imposed upon you. I will also determine this morning whether you'd like to hire a private attorney, whether you'll be representing yourself, or whether you would like me to appoint the public defender to represent you. You cannot afford to hire an attorney. I can appoint the public defender's office this morning. You are entitled to make a phone call to let family, friends, or counsel know where you are. If you haven't had the opportunity to make that call yet, please let me know. I'll make sure that happens this morning. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything about the facts of your case today, and I encourage you not to. These hearings are recorded, and there is an assistant state attorney in this courtroom writing down everything that you say. So anything you say about the facts of your case can and will be used against you in the prosecution down the road. At this time, I'd like each of you to raise your right hand so I can place you all under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. All right, guy in the corner there, I'll get him when he comes up. He slept through it. He slept through the whole thing. All right, as I call your name, comes forward to the podium. Tiffany McLaughlin. Ms. McLaughlin, what's your date of birth?
5/26/87.
All right. You are here this morning charged with burglary of a dwelling. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
I have a private attorney.
Okay, who do you have?
Jennifer Friedrichs.
Okay. All right, State, does Tiffany have a private attorney?
Yes, ma'am, she does. She's, over the last couple of years. And
Any felonies? Prior felonies?
There was a drug charge that looked like it was dropped a couple of years ago. She has an FTA in Dwellis, and Dwellis just recently in Georgia.
Okay. All right, Ms. McLaughlin, you're staying at a hotel these days?
I was, yes. I'm renting a house, actually, this weekend.
Okay. Do you have any family in the area?
Yeah.
Oh, parents or what?
Yeah. My mom.
Where does she live?
In Spring Hill.
Okay. How long have you lived in Spring Hill?
15 years.
All right. Do you have a job?
No.
Okay. All right, Ms. McLaughlin, I'm going to set your bond at $2,000, okay? But as a condition of bond, don't want you to go back or have any contact with Mark DeLappy, okay? And we're going to see you back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning. Make sure to talk to your attorney about that court date, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Courtney Michaelis? Kelly? Hi, Courtney. What's your date of birth?
9/30/82.
All righty. You are here today for a failure to appear on a case in front. It was signed by Judge Scaglione on October 5th, 2017. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For 5 different counts. So he wants no bond on that right now until you appear in front of him. So we're going to keep those at no bond. And we're going to set you to come up on 11/16, is that one or the key? No, that's a misdemeanor. Okay, you're going to come back to court 11/20 at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right. Heather Talmadge? Hi, Heather, what's your date of birth?
3/1/87.
You are here this morning for defrauding a pawnbroker and dealing in stolen property, as well as a grand theft. I did find probable cause for all 3 of those. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want me to appoint the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you on each of these cases. State, what's her prior record look like?
It looks like, according to this, she's never been arrested before.
Okay. All right, Ms. Talmadge, I have an address for you on Lauderdale Street in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
No, that's the old address. I'm actually currently staying with my mother out of Orlando. I was living in North Carolina when I found out about the warrants, and I come down to take care of them.
Oh, okay.
But I do have a father that lives in Hernando County.
Okay, well, what is a good mailing address for you? Would you be able to get your mail from your dad in Hernando County?
Yeah,
Okay, what is that address?
16074 Naples Street.
Brooksville, Spring Hill, Wikiwachi?
Brooksville, Florida.
Oh, okay. Is it 34601?
34604, I believe.
Okay, gotcha. All right, do you have a job these days, Heather?
I was currently a cashier at a Dollar General up in North Carolina. After I figured out what's going on here, we're going to have it transferred down here.
Oh, okay. So you'll have a job down here at Dollar General.
Yes, ma'am.
All righty. All right, for the defrauding a pawnbroker, I'm going to set that at $1,000. For the dealing in stolen property, I'm going to set that at $1,000. For the grand theft, I'm going to set that at $1,000. We're going to see you back to court on all of these cases on November 20th. If you're unable to bond out, the public defender's office will come out and see you. If you do bond out, you want to make sure to get in touch with your public defender, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Rachel Ziegenfuss? How'd I do? Did I say that right?
Ziegenfuss.
Ziegenfuss. Oh, man. All right. What's your date of birth?
12/14/90.
All right. You are here today for, it looks like something out of Charlotte County. It's a failure to appear. They have a bond on you for $10,000 for that. I'm not going to change that. I'm going to keep that at $10,000. You can bond out for that if you'd like, and then go to Charlotte County and figure out what's going on. But if you're unable to bond out, Charlotte County is going to come pick you up and take you over there, okay?
Yep, okay, thank you.
All right. Zachary Beatty. Hi, Mr. Beatty. What's your date of birth?
June 23rd, 64.
All right. You are here this morning for a trespass. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to see about possibly taking care of your case today?
Maybe if it's possible.
No, anything's possible, right? Stacey, do you have a prior record of trespass?
Yes, Your Honor. And it seems his arrest record goes back for almost over 20 years. Most of it involves failure to appear, resisting without trespass, alcohol possession, or alcohol intoxication, disorderly conduct, solicitation, resisting without multiple convictions. But most importantly, he's got at least a dozen trespassing convictions. And all of these priors are Hillsborough, Lee County, Pinellas, Tampa, Largo, and this is the first time he's been arrested here. He's just kind of moving around the state and trespassing. So
Yeah, well, he is a transient, and this is just an allegation that he was sitting in front of Publix and they didn't want him there. So,
it was trespass.
Mr. Beatty, if you want to take care of your case today, I'll go ahead and give you 20 days for Hernando County Jail. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay, you understand by taking a plea on this case today, you're giving up your right to go to trial?
Yes.
You're giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your behalf. Excuse me, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes.
With regard to the trespass, how do you plead? Complete no contest.
Yeah, no contest.
Okay, accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 20 days for Hernando County Jail. You'll have fines and court costs in the amount of $503, I believe. Yes, ma'am. About that. $503, and the cost of incarceration will all be assessed against you, okay? And I'll give you credit for the 2 days that you have in. When you do get out of jail, and if you're able to make payments on it, you want to make your way down to the clerk's office and make payments on that, okay?
Yep.
All right, that should do it.
Thank you.
Kurt Brewer. Hi, Mr. Brewer. What's your date of birth?
8/25/1974.
Okay. You are here today for a failure to appear in front of Judge Hisman for driving on a suspended driver's license. So there is probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to see about taking care of your case today?
Yeah, what are they offering, Your Honor?
What's the charge, Your Honor?
It's driving on a suspended driver's license, so just looking at his driving record. All right. Were you in the driver's license court trying to pay off these tickets?
I tried to make arrangements, but I got out of jail last time with 3 days, and they said I had a week to come up with $150.
Yeah,
so I
okay.
didn't make the extension.
It's just financials, really. Okay. You want to take care of this case today?
Sure, Your Honor.
All right. I will adjudicate you guilty, and you'd have to pay fines and court costs, and I'll give you 2 days for Hernando County Jail, 2 days credit for time served. You want to do that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You understand by taking a plea on this case today, you're giving up your right to go to trial,
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
giving up your right to confront witnesses against you, call witnesses on your behalf, and you're giving up your right to have the state prove the case against you. You want to give up those
Yes,
rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
All right. With regard to the driving on suspended driver's license, how do you plead? Complete no contest.
No contest.
Accept your plea of no contest. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days Hernando County Jail, 2 days credit for time served. You'll have fines and court costs in the amount of $438 and the cost of incarceration. So when you get the opportunity, you want to make your way down to the clerk's office and make payments on all of those, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Lee Burgess.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, Mr. Burgess. What's your date of birth?
12473.
All right, you were here this morning for domestic battery and tampering with a witness. I did find probable cause for both of those. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public?
No, I'm going to have an attorney.
Okay. Did you hire one? Who's your attorney?
No, Mike Master Giovanni.
When did your face start to look like that?
Sir?
How'd your face get like that?
Because I fell down the steps last night. I was drunk.
All right. All right, state receiver prior record?
Yes. It goes back to the 90s, larcenies, drugs, paraphernalia, aggravated assault with a car, violations of probation, disorderly conduct, armed burglary, grand larceny, went to prison. After that, assault Leo, leaving the scene of an accident, DUI, paraphernalia, drugs, fraud. The last contact was within the last year or so.
Okay. All right, Mr. Burgess, I have an address for you on Audubon Drive in Brooksville. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
I've been there since 91, Your Honor.
All right, do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I do landscaping work, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, I'm going to go ahead and give you a bond on these cases. For the domestic battery, I'm going to give you a bond of $5,000, and for the tampering, I'm going to give you a bond of $5,000. I'm going to also order that you have no contact with the victim in this case, Solo Khalifi.
Is there any way you could drop this a little bit, Your Honor?
I did. You were on no bond, and I'm giving you a bond of $5,000 each, and that's as low as I'm going to go right now. But you can talk to your attorney, Attorney Master Giovanni. If he feels like that's out of bounds, he can file a motion in front of Judge Toner and have Judge Toner review my decision, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to set them at $5,000 for right now. I'm going to hold you until 4 o'clock. You're going to have no contact with Saloa Khalifi. That means do not call her, do not write her, do not email her, do not have anyone else call her, write her, email her, any way that you can imagine having contact with her, I forbid you from doing so. If you do have contact with her while this case is pending, then you will be held without bond and charged with a new crime. Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We're going to see you back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay. Thomas Dawson.
Oh,
Let me guess, that's a sleeping guy.
Dawson.
Oh, you know what? Let's pass him. Let's pass him. He can wait. Let's have him. Let him have a nap. Joe Doctor. Mr. Doctor, what's your date of birth?
7964.
You were here today for a violation of probation. Probable cause arrest. I did find that there was probable cause for your arrest. Okay, it looks like you're scheduled to terminate from probation next August 2018. Does that sound right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And probable cause. There's no bond on that. We're going to keep that at no bond, and we're going to see you back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning. Do you want me to appoint the public defender for you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender.
Judge, he was in court yesterday. Do you know?
Yes.
We put him on 1120? Because I don't remember, but this is Judge Merritt's case. That's what I was asking.
I believe so. We can check real quick. Hold on, Mr. Doctor. We're just checking the dates.
Your Honor,
Yes.
I show 1114 from yesterday's DWFR.
You know what judge that was?
That's Judge Merritt.
Okay.
Judge Mayer.
Yeah, I have court
Okay, but
time.
who is he on probation with on this case?
Judge Merritt.
Oh, this is Judge Merritt? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll set it for 1114 then.
Thank you.
Okay, so you'll be 1114 for all of your cases, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. William Farrer. Hi, Mr. Farrer, what's your date of birth?
8/15/93.
Okay. You are here this morning for a failure to appear in front of me on July 19th of this year for possession of marijuana and no valid driver's license. There's
Yeah.
Hey, look.
But
There is probable cause for your arrest. There's some things that I need to say to get on the record, okay? Did you want to
Yes,
say
ma'am.
something now?
yeah, I did, there was a mix-up with, like, I was on probation. I know I was supposed to go to court, but the problem was, I think my probation officer sent it to my grandma's address in Tampa. I lived in Pasco at the time. So, and they knew, I told them I moved, so I don't know if it was just a mix-up or what. So, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely do not know. But I know for a
Where
fact
have
they
you
sent-
been? Where's your correct address?
My current address, I moved from Pasco just like a month ago and moved with my mom to 3535 Portillo Road.
When did you move to that address?
Like a month ago.
Okay. Doesn't look like you've updated the DMV with your address, have you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you just think that you would never have to go to court for this?
Oh, not that.
You never,
no, I
and you
didn't.
never contacted probation or reported to probation as of July?
I don't remember. I
Yeah.
can't remember.
Okay. Well, that looks like, yes, ma'am.
We had placed him on mail-in, and he failed to mail in or make his payments in March, April, May, and we have no eval. Note he did not show up or do his drug screens, and the recommendation is 30 days.
Okay. So the recommendation is 30 days from the Under County Jail. You want to take care of that today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, you're giving up a right to have a hearing on the matter?
Yes.
You're giving up your right to present witnesses at that hearing, to confront the witnesses against you, and giving up your right to have the state prove that you violated your probation. You want to give up those rights in order to take care of this case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, with regard to the violation of probation in case number 2016 MM3593, how do you admit that you violated your probation?
Can you repeat that?
Do you admit that you violated your probation in this case?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, I
Yes,
accept your
ma'am.
admission. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 30 days Hernando County Jail. Give you credit for the 2 days that you have in here. You have fines and court costs. Madam Clerk, do you know?
He had a balance of 333 on probation.
Okay, 333, and then $50 cost of prosecution, and then the cost of incarceration will be assessed.
Was he previously adjudicated, do you know? Because I think the drug conviction would come with a driver's license revocation.
It looks like a typical.
Okay. Previously got to withhold. This violation of probation is going to be changed to an adjudication because you violated your probation, and because of that, your driver's license is going to be suspended, okay? You're going to probably get notice from the DMV about the driver's license suspension, but they're probably going to send it to the address on your driver's license in Hillsborough County, so you're going to want to update your address so you can get more information on that driver's license suspension.
Yes, ma'am. I can still get. That's my grandma's address, but I will update it. I still get the mail there, but sometimes she's old. She doesn't remember to give it to me.
Okay. All right. Very good. You have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you're set to go. Good luck.
Thank you.
Stephen Langoni. Hi, Mr. Langoni. Can I have your date of birth?
12/2/84.
Okay. You were here in front of me yesterday, and I did not find probable cause for the charges against you, merely because the deputy who made the arrest against you did not give me the information that I needed to find probable cause. That probable cause affidavit has been amended as of this morning, and I do find probable cause for your arrest. So with that said, I'm going to ask you a couple questions so I can determine the bond amount, okay? I have an address for you on 12326 Elgin Boulevard in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
How long have you lived there?
Since 1994.
Okay, do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
All right. State does he have a prior record?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. On the charge summaries, it shows at least over 20 arrests, a couple of convictions. This is, he had a drug case within the last 6 months. Here in this court. I don't know if that's still open or not. He had something, drug case in 2016 with a false ID to law enforcement charge. In 2016, a kidnapping, battery. That looks like it mostly was dropped. Before that, more drug possession, drug issues, paraphernalia, probation violations, obstruction, destruction of evidence, resisting without, resisting with, contempt violation of TV injunctions, TV battery, contempt, probation, assault with a deadly weapon. This is all within the last 10 years. Grand theft, petty theft, DUI, marijuana, paraphernalia, dealing in stolen property.
All right, we're going to go ahead and keep all the bonds the same, okay?
Thank you.
What are they again?
And they're going to keep them the same. So it's 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 1,000, and we're going to see you back in court on November 6th at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
No.
All right.
I'm sorry, what's the date?
November 6th.
November 6th.
Lamar Gano. Mr. Gano, can I have your date of birth, please?
3265.
Alrighty. You are here this morning for a violation of probation on a leaving the scene of an accident, DUI, and a refusal charge. It looks like the recommendation of probation is 180 days, Hernando County Jail. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Did you want to try to take care of your case today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Am I right? Probation is 180 days? Okay. Okay. Probation is looking for 180 days jail. You want to go ahead and do that today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You understand that by admitting that you violated your probation, you're giving up your right to have a hearing on the matter?
Yes, ma'am.
You're giving up your right to have the state prove that you violated your probation. You want to give up that right in order to take care of this case today?
Yes.
Okay. Do you admit that you violated your probation?
Yes.
All right. I accept your admission. I find it's freely and voluntarily entered. I adjudicate you guilty. Revoke and terminate your probation. Sentence you to 180 days, Hernando County Jail. I'll give you credit for the time that you have in. Did you get, when you were arrested for the DUI, how many days in jail did you have then?
18.
18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I'll give you credit for 20 days time served, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Any other conditions will be D6'd against you. And you'll have $50 cost of prosecution assessed against you, as well as the cost of incarceration. So when you do get out, you want to make your way down to the clerk's office and make payment arrangements for all of that, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck, Mr. Gano. Raymond Hassett. Mr. Hassett, can I have your date of birth, please?
3/30/63.
All right, you are here today for a violation of probation. I did find probable cause for your arrest. It looks like you were placed on probation by Judge Toner, and he signed the warrant back in April of 2017. So he wants no bond on that. We're going to keep that at no bond, and we're going to see you back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning. Did you want me to appoint the public defender to assist you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will go ahead and do that. We'll see you back to court November 20th, okay?
Can we get never sooner date than that? I got 120 days in on this charge.
Let me see. I'm not sure if Judge Toner has an earlier date for a violation of probation, but I will check for you.
If you're driving without a license, I got 140 days in.
Judge, we ask that it's at least 2 weeks out so we can have a chance to review the documents.
Well, that November 20th would be 2 days, 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks out, right?
Right, it will.
Okay.
Then I was arrested and held in Land O'Lakes from June 24th till now, and extradited to here.
Well, can we put it on? He has a BOP calendar on November 8th. Can we just put it on that?
Yep. That's enough time, I think. Just been told by the felony attorneys that they don't have enough time to review the affidavit and get out to see them. They don't have at least 2 weeks, about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And his record is substantial. I don't see it.
Well, I'll go ahead and move it up to November 8th, and we'll see if that helps. Now, if your attorney is not ready to resolve your case on November 8th, then they may need to ask for a continuance, okay? But we'll give it a shot.
Thank you.
See you back on November 8th. Daryl King. Hi, Mr. King. Can I have your date of birth, please?
9/12/95.
Okay. You are here this morning for a failure to appear in front of me for a violation of one of those FWC rules, and I don't have any more information than that in front of me.
I have it. He was swimming in the
Okay.
preserve. No
All
swimming.
right, for swimming in the preserve apparently. So you didn't show up to court and you didn't pay the fine associated with that, so put a warrant out for your arrest. But in the meantime, we also have a violation of probation signed by Judge Toner on July 31st, and he's running no bond on that. So do you want me to appoint the public defender to assist you in these cases?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll go ahead and do that. I assume the public defender's office doesn't want him to take a plea on the on that one case because he's got this bond pending. All right, so what we'll do is for the violation of probation, there's no bond. We're going to keep that at no bond, and we're going to set you up to come back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning.
Is there any way I could also get a sooner court date? I have 53 days in on this right now.
No, because I know, but you have another charge as well, so that charge is going to be set for November 15th, so it's not going to help you if I...
Well, I'll bond out on the FTA.
Okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep that bond at $1,000 then. I mean, that really stinks. I think the fine on that was like $75. Now you got a $1,000 bond on that.
It's like $237. And
all right.
My ride left me in Pasco.
All right, so we will reset that court date on November 15th at 9 a.m. Is that me? Should be me.
I was going to see if I could get a sooner court date for the VOPs. I have 53 days in on it.
You don't have, I know, you don't have to repeat yourself. I heard you the first time.
Okay, sorry.
I may be blonde, but I'm not blonde. All right, so let me see. Let's get that in front of me on, it doesn't need another arraignment. Well, no, yeah. Okay, let's put them for November 8th. November 8th at 9 o'clock, and that's for the misdemeanor case. And then for the felony case, let's see what we got here. Let me just do it on the same day. We'll do it on the same day, November 8th. Maybe you can take care of both of them the same day. That way we only have to bring you over here once. So we'll give it a shot. We'll set both of them for November 8th. You're in front of Judge Toner, 8:30, and me whenever you're done with Judge Toner.
Thank you.
Okay? Jordan King.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. King. What's your date of birth?
3/9/98.
All right. You're here this morning for a violation of probation. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender, whatever.
Yes, sir. I'll order the public defender's office to represent you on this case. No bond on that violation of probation. We're going to keep that at no bond, and we're going to see you back to court November 20th at 8:30 in the morning, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Stephen Norsworthy?
Huh?
Mr. Norsworthy, what's your date of birth?
9/12/93.
Okay. You are here this morning for violation of probation. I don't have a copy of the VOP warrant.
From
Do you have
Hillsborough?
it, State? Is it all Hillsborough? It doesn't look like it.
Oh,
Is it?
I think so, yeah. It looks like he had a 1, 2, 3.
Okay. It confused me because
Three
he was
warrant-
arrested at probation in Hernando. So
Right.
I thought
He
one
probably
was
was
Hernando.
reporting here, but the 13, 14, 2 cases,
It's all Hernando. It's all
it's all
Hillsborough.
Hillsborough.
Okay.
He's also a violent felony of
Okay.
special concern. But
So Hillsborough County is once you held no bond until they come get you, we're going to hold you here no bond, and they'll usually come get you within 5 days and bring you down there, and you can get a court date when you get down there, okay?
Yeah, I work in Hillsborough County, and I live up here. I bought a house off Spring Hill Drive, and like go to Hillsborough every day for work, and I'm gonna probably lose my job if I stay here for 5 days and get there and then have to wait another 5 days or 10 days for a court date. I get off of probation in 14 days.
Okay.
And it'll be terminated.
Okay.
Successfully. So I'm just wondering if I can get out on my own reconnaissance and
No,
go
sir.
there if I pay.
No, sir, I'm not going to do that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 felony cases here: burglary, grand theft, trafficking, false identification. I'm not going to change Hillsborough County's bond. They want no bond for a reason. I'm going to keep what they want. So they're going to get no bond, you're going to get no bond, and they're going to have 5 days to come get you, and you can work it out with them, okay?
Appreciate it.
All right. Tyler Parent. And Mr. Parent, what's your date of birth?
8/31/91.
Okay, you were here today for possession of controlled substance and possession of drug paraphernalia. I did find probable cause for that. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody? Or do you want the public defender's office?
I'm gonna hire somebody.
I'm sorry, did you say you were going to hire somebody?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know who you're going to hire?
Not sure yet.
Okay. All right, I have an address for you on 10 Lake Ave in Spring Hill. Is that where you live?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, do you have a job?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, state, does he have a prior record?
Yes, just some juvenile stuff, discount, assault Leo, battery with a deadly weapon, sale of pot, cocaine possession, paraphernalia, violations of probation. Within the last 2 years, there was a domestic battery and a criminal mischief.
Okay. All right, I'm going to set the possession of controlled substance at $4,000, and I will go ahead and keep the possession of paraphernalia at $1,000. We're going to see you back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning. Make sure you get in touch with an attorney, okay?
Why do you guys put the possession of control at 4,000 instead of 2,000?
Sir, I did that because of your prior record. Okay, you
Prior
can
record
talk.
from when I was 18?
Prior record from what the state told me today. You can talk to your attorney more about that. If they feel I'm wrong, they can run a motion. Angel Ramirez.
Good morning, Ron.
Good morning, Mr. Ramirez. What's your date of birth?
July 21st, 1959.
Okay, you were here this morning for violation of an injunction. I did find probable cause for that. Did you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender.
I'll go ahead and appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Sir, I have an address for you on Daroka Ave in Spring Hill.
Yes.
Is that where you live?
Yes.
How long have you lived there?
8 years.
Okay, do you have a job these days?
No, Your Honor, I'm a disabled vet.
Okay.
I'd appreciate it if you could do ROR. I got my
Well,
votes
it's
in
going
the
to
house.
start with an R.
That's-
It's not going to
Excuse
end with
me?
an R. Here's what we're going to do is I'm going to set your bond amount on this case at $5,000. I'm going to RCO you on case number 2017 MM3467 and 2017 MM3313. You have 2 pending cases right now in front of Judge Hitzman, and it looks, I have probable cause to believe that you committed another crime while you were out on pretrial release on those cases. Due to that fact, and according to Florida statute, I'm going to hold you without bond until you resolve all of your cases, okay? That's Florida statute 903.0471. So we're going to see you back to court on this case on November 15th at 9 a.m.
Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
Could you please give me bond? I have nobody to take care of my dogs, and they're in the house by themselves. Please, I'm a disabled vet. I mean, I didn't do this.
Well, there's a warrant signed by Judge Heineman on October 20th that says otherwise. So I've appointed the public defender to represent you. If I were you, I'd get in touch with your public defender right away. But for right now, we're going to hold you without bond, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
And the public defender might want to check out Veterans Court.
Okay, thank you.
Justin Strayed. Mr. Strayed, what's your date of birth?
3/12/91.
And you are here this morning for possession of drug paraphernalia, tampering with evidence, and knowingly driving while your license is suspended or revoked. And for some reason you didn't get a bond on this case because you're out of bond in Hillsborough, but you're still entitled to bond on these cases.
Okay. Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure.
When I got pulled over, I was on the way to the DMV with a $2,400 check. I recently just moved from Tampa to Hernando.
All right, Mr. Strayed, how old are you?
26.
All right. You were awake when I made the initial announcements at the beginning, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you remember what I said about don't say anything about the facts of your case?
Yes, ma'am.
You remember that? Okay, I'm just reminding you because you just talked about the facts of your case and you may have just admitted to committing a crime. So I would advise you not to say anything else about the facts of your case, okay? I'm not here today to debate those facts right now. I'm only here to find probable cause for your arrest. And like I was saying, you're entitled to bond on these cases. And I'm just going to ask the state attorney's office if you have a prior record other than the driving record, which I have right here, see?
And the fact that he's out on bond in Hillsborough, that seems to be with, he had a couple of cases in 14 and 15, a battery and a theft that were dropped. And he had an FTA in 16, drug paraphernalia, marijuana. 17, there's a cocaine charge. It looks like that might have been dropped in a paraphernalia. And then there's also a paraphernalia and controlled substance case.
All right. I have an address for you on Trilby Ave in Tampa. Is that where you live, Justin?
No, ma'am.
Okay, where do you live, sir?
7055 Porpoise Street.
What was the name of the street?
Porpoise?
In Wikiwachi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what's the zip code there?
Not sure.
Okay, we will figure it out.
I think it's 34607.
All right.
I could be wrong, but...
Okay, how long have you lived there?
About 3 weeks.
All right. You have not updated your address with the DMV yet, just so you know. Okay, do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I work for a lighting company.
Okay, is that full-time?
Yes.
Okay. All right, for the possession of drug paraphernalia, I'm going to set your bond at $500. For the for the tampering with evidence, I'm going to set your bond at $1,000. And for the driving on suspended driver's license, I find probable cause for the misdemeanor driving on suspended only. I'm going to set your bond at $500 on that. I'm going to see you back to court November 20th at 8:30 in the morning. Did you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you on all these cases?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender's office. If you're unable to bond out, someone will come out and see you soon, okay? If you do bond out, you want to make sure to get in touch with your PD.
Okay.
Okay. Wayne Thomas. Hi, Mr. Thomas. What's your date of birth?
10/18/82.
Okay, you are here this morning for a violation of probation. So there is probable cause for your arrest. It's based on a warrant signed by Judge Toner on June 5th of this year. He wants no bond on that. We're going to keep that at no bond, and we're going to see you back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning. Did you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you on this?
Yes, ma'am. Also, too, I do have a question. This warrant for the VOP or whatever is due to money, so I was going to find out if I can switch from a no bond to a $5,000 cash only bond that pays off my probation and restitution. That's the only thing that I'm violating for.
Okay. All right. Well, if that's the case, I do have a public defender here in this courtroom, and he's writing that down. He's going to get in touch with your attorney, and if that's the case, they might be able to bring you in front of the judge sooner and make those changes, okay? But for right now, I don't know if that's what Judge Toner wants. The last I have from him is he wanted no bond, so I'm going to keep it that way, okay? So you talk to your public defender, and your public defender will do what they need to do. Okay?
Is there a way to get a sooner court date than the 20th?
I don't know. You got to get in touch with your public defender, and they can see about, because it needs to be a motion, is what you're talking about. They can see about Judge Toner's availability for that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Walter Weeks. Hi, Mr. Weeks. What's your date of birth?
July 14, 1981.
Okay. You were here this morning for a domestic battery, possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving on suspended driver's license. Okay, with regard to the domestic battery, I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire somebody, or do you want the public defender's office?
Public defender, please.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I do show also that you have an open case right now in front of Judge Toner. What is that for?
Basically same thing minus domestic battery.
Okay. It's 2017 CF12, I believe it's 1269. Okay. So what we're going to do, sir, I have probable cause to believe that you committed a crime while you were out on bond on that case. So I'm going to recommit you on 2017 CF1269. We're going to see you back to court on that case. It's the same day, 11/6. And this is being charged as a felony as well. Yes, okay. So we're going to get this on the same court date on November 6th. You're entitled to a bond on this case. I'm going to give you a bond of $15,000. And we're going to see you back to court on both of these cases on November 6th. And then I also have the possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, and driving on suspended driver's license, which you are entitled to bond on those, in spite of what the arrest affidavit says. So for the possession of methamphetamine, I'm going to set your bond at $2,500. For the possession of drug paraphernalia, I'll set your bond at $1,000. And for probable cause for a misdemeanor driving unsuspended, I'm going to set that bond at $500. We're going to see you back to court on these cases as well on November 6th at 8:30 in the morning. Okay?
Yes.
Bisofant inthavangosa.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. What is your date of birth?
8/18/81.
Okay. You are here this morning for a writ of bodily attachment, indicating that you have not paid child support. So what's going on with that? Do you working these days?
Somewhat.
What does that mean?
It's on and off, on and in.
Doing what?
Kind of like day labor type of deal.
Oh, day labor?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When was the last time you did that?
Probably about 5 months ago.
What have you been doing for 5 months?
I've been incarcerated in Pinellas County.
Okay, you've been incarcerated in Hernando County for 5 months?
Pinellas County.
Pinellas County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you finished with your sentence there?
I'm sent to DLC.
Okay, so now you're going to DOC?
Yes, ma'am.
For how long?
36 months.
Okay. Is this the only thing keeping you in Hernando County, just this writ of bodily attachment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know when you will be released from DOC?
Not yet, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to find that you no longer have the ability to pay child support, that you have not willfully refused to pay child support, that you are not in willful contempt, and that you do not have the ability to pay the $660 purge. that you'll be released from incarceration from Hernando County Jail as soon as possible, and we'll get you to DOC so that you can start serving your sentence there, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. All right. Get that right. Mr. Dawson, nice of you to join us. How was your nap? Had a good nap?
I'm sick right now, ma'am. I'm sorry.
You slept through everything that we did this morning. You slept through.
I apologize.
I'm sorry?
I apologize.
Mr. Dawson, you are here this morning for first appearance. The purpose of this hearing is to inform you of the charges against you and determine whether there is probable cause for your arrest. Probable cause only means that it's more likely than not that you committed the crime of which you've been arrested for. As you stand before me this morning, you are considered not guilty of what you've been charged, and that status will stay with you through each stage of these proceedings, unless until changed by the state attorney's office if they prove the case against you beyond and to the exclusion of every reasonable doubt. You are entitled to have an attorney represent you at each stage of these proceedings. If you cannot afford to hire an attorney, I can appoint the public defender to represent you this morning. You are entitled to make a phone call. If you haven't gotten a phone call yet, to let friends, family, or your attorney know where you are, please let me know. I'll make sure you get that phone call this morning. Finally, and most importantly, you have the right to remain silent. And I encourage you to do so. Don't say anything about the facts of your case today. These hearings are recorded, and there's an assistant state attorney writing down everything that you say. At this time, I'd like you to raise your right hand so I can place you under oath. Solemnly swear or affirm the testimony before the court will be the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, put your hand down. You are here this morning for a possession of a controlled substance. I did find probable cause for your arrest. Do you want to represent yourself? Do you want to hire an attorney? Do you want the public defender to represent you?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you. I have an address for you on Atlee Street in Newport Richey. Is that where you live?
Yeah.
How long have you lived there?
2 years.
Okay, do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a tattoo artist and I cut trees down too.
Okay. State, does he have a prior record?
Yes, ma'am. Here in Florida over the last 5 years, he's got theft, drugs, possession of controlled substance, failure to appear, theft, violation of probation, paraphernalia, cocaine, failure to appear. Came from Kentucky within the last couple, he had convictions for something similar to culpable negligence, criminal mischief, burglaries, DUIs, leaving the scene, no insurance, public intoxication, assault, marijuana, tampering with evidence, open container, criminal mischief, drugs, trafficking in marijuana, dwellises, thefts, no insurance. So he's been getting in trouble for the last 15 years more.
Okay. All right, Mr. Dodson, I'm going to set your bond at $4,000. We're going to see you back to court on November 20th at 8:30 in the morning. If you're unable to bond out, someone from the public defender's office will come out and see you, okay?
When will I come back to court?
November 20th at 8:30.